Welcome to week number 2 of our top 10 Monday morning quarterback football huddle clips with this week's presenter, Conference USA field judge Victor Sanchez. Enjoy this week's short training film and use this as a learning tool in your local weekly meetings. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Have a great week.
Welcome to New Mexico High School Football Week 2, Commissioner's Monday Morning Quarterback Top 10 Plays. We're going to start off today by looking at some illegal blindside blocks. I want to first say that these plays are for learning purposes. Be sure to use these plays in your pregame discussions and in your group meetings. We are not here to disparage officials. We are here for training purposes. We want you to use these plays to learn and to grow from. We'll start with a sweep to the bottom of the screen with the quarterback rolling out and an illegal blindside block that's going to happen right here around the 50. Let the play run through. You can see the quarterback rolling out. The two players converge at the 50, and you have an illegal blindside block right there. What we would like to see happen on this play is some mechanics adjustments by the line of scrimmage official on this side, the line judge. The referee does an excellent job of covering the play and picking up the foul, so we do get the foul called, but we can have really good coverage if we can get this line of scrimmage official to back up against the grain as the play approaches. So as the quarterback is rolling out right around this point, maybe about a step sooner, we want to see our line of scrimmage official back up and get a look down the field to look at blocks ahead of the runner. We don't necessarily need to look directly at the runner in this particular case. And we would potentially have 2 flags on this play. Two other things to note on this play is we do need to kill this clock once the flag is out. We can't see the referee in the screen, so we're going to assume that the referee did kill the clock, but all other officials should be killing the clock when they see the flag. The other thing to take note of is the crowdedness of this sideline. Wing officials, be sure that you have your sidelines clear. You have tools to use. You can talk to coaches, talk to assistant coaches. You can issue sideline warnings, and ultimately you can foul them for interfering with your ability to referee the game. This is for your safety, so use your tools. Keep your sidelines clear. Remember, as plays approach you as a wing official, back up against the grain and referee up the field. Play number 2 is going to be a blindside block that occurs after an interception return. It's going to happen right around the 20-yard line in this area. We can see that we have a spread formation. We're going to get a pass deep down the field. We have an interception by the defense, and the return is on. At this point, we should be looking for potential low blocks and potential blindside blocks and blocks in the back by the return team. We want to make sure our eyes are looking across the field. Line of scrimmage officials be looking ahead. Back judge should be looking ahead. Referee should be looking at the blocks ahead once the quarterback is clear, as well as the umpire can help these. See the runner, and you can see that foul occur right there around the 20-yard line. We get a flag down, and we continue to referee the play. This particular play, we do need to remember to kill the clock. These are fundamentals, but every time we have a turnover, we want to kill the clock at the end of the play. Again, let's take one more look. We see the forcible contact on the offensive player trying to make the tackle. On the field, you want to look for the fish swimming upstream, so be sure that we are looking ahead. This is a good pickup by the line of scrimmage official on this play. This is play 3. We're going to look at defensive holding on this play. We want to pay particular attention to the defensive linemen and their actions on this play. Umpires, this is your call all the way and just something to be aware of. We're going to see the defensive line block low, which is legal in this particular case, but after the low block, we're going to see them grab legs and prevent the offensive line from getting to linebackers at the second level. So you'll see as the snap occurs, the defensive linemen are going to charge low, and they start to wrap up the legs of the offensive linemen. Again, we do not get this foul on this particular play, but it's something to be aware of. Coach complained about this during the game, and this was brought up to the evaluator. So we want to make sure, to the film grader, excuse me, we want to make sure that we're looking where we're supposed to look, and we're recognizing both acts by the offense and by the defense. Play number 4, we want to focus our attention on number 21 down here at the bottom of the formation. This is the line judge's key. In going over keys, this widest receiver at the top would be the back judge's key. This would be the second receiver would be the head linesman's key, and we have 2 backs in the backfield. So as I let the play go, let's keep our focus on number 21 and watch the action on number 21. You can see he gets knocked down right around the 29-yard line. Now, this is the line judge's key, so he or she should be able to see this play develop and see this contact. Now, is this a foul? We potentially would like to see this called for an illegal blindside block, as it meets the criteria for illegal blindside block. But we're interested in the process and why we did or did not call this foul. If we don't judge this as a foul, we judge it as incidental contact, then we have to be able to explain to the coach that it is incidental contact. But we should be able to see this action and make a determination as to whether or not this is a foul. The question also comes up, could this be defensive pass interference? In this particular case, the ball is not in the air, so this is not pass interference. Had the ball been in the air, we would have the potential for defensive pass interference. So we want to make sure that we're looking in the right places so we can pick up fouls such as this. Play number 5 and 6 deal with unnecessary roughness as well as unsportsmanlike acts. We want to make sure that we are picking up these dead ball activities and making sure we get these fouls called. These are safety fouls, and just make our game better when we are addressing and penalizing these fouls. On this particular play, we're going to have a kickoff deep into the corner. We're going to see the runner get tackled, and then we're going to see a hit at the end of the play that is completely and totally unnecessary. And the key for this is to be able to be looking not at the ball. We got to referee away from the ball. So once the ball is down, the runner's down by contact, you can see this contact that happens right here on the kicking team number 13. He's standing there, and the return player just cleans his clock. What we want to do is we want to be able to call this foul. We have a line judge that's looking across the field here. We should have coverage from the backside, from the head linesman as well. So we should be able to see this foul relatively easily. In this case, I would support an unsportsmanlike conduct foul. Play number 6 this week, we want to focus on the safety and the slot receiver. We're going to see the slot receiver run a pattern up the middle of the field, and then he's going to be struck in the head by the safety. I'll let the play run through. It happens really quickly at the end, so we'll run it back and show it a second time. You can see him being struck in the head. When we're talking about keys and coverage, again, dead ball officiating, we have the back judge with this far key, we have the head linesman with these 2 keys, and then we have the line judge with the back coming out. As this play is a running play, this is pretty much going to be on the back judge to have a wide vision and be sure that we are not stuck with this traffic here, and we are paying attention to what's happening with these players back here. If you deem this as a punch, this becomes an unsportsmanlike flagrant act, and that player should be ejected and disqualified. If it is not a punch, then it is at the very least an unsportsmanlike act, and we're going to penalize 15 yards or half the distance in this case, since we're going inside the 30. But we got to be very good at dead ball officiating on plays such as this. This next play, we get a correct call for illegal man downfield, and we work the mechanic properly. Want to make sure that our line of scrimmage official that is on the strong side is holding the line of scrimmage and is able to judge this play. So in this case, the head linesman on this side of the field will hold the line of scrimmage, and what you're going to see is you're going to see linemen blocking downfield, or linemen downfield well beyond 3 yards, and this is a correct call for illegal man downfield. You can see we have this lineman well beyond the 3-yard mark when the ball is released. If we run it back and play it again, right there, the pass is in the air, and this lineman is somewhere, almost 10 yards downfield, probably further, and we correctly call illegal man downfield. So good job of getting this foul. There was a discussion as to whether or not we would wave this off because the quarterback was throwing it towards the sideline, but we have an eligible receiver in the area, so therefore we cannot wave off this foul. This is a correct call for illegal man downfield. Play number 8 this week is offensive pass interference. We are going to miss an offensive pass interference foul. The important part of this play is that line of scrimmage officials need to understand and be aware of blocking downfield and where the pass is first touched. In this particular play, we're going to see blocking downfield by the slot receiver here at the top, and we're going to have a forward pass that's caught beyond the line of scrimmage. So as this play develops, we want to make sure that we are having wide vision and recognizing the action. If we pause it right here, we can see this receiver engaged in a block downfield. This pass is clearly going to be touched beyond the line of scrimmage, and we are going to have a foul for offensive pass interference that was not called in this game. So key point here is to be sure that we're aware of what's happening in the immediate area around us. That is our key at this particular point. We should have a foul for offensive pass interference. Play number 9 is going to spur quite a bit of discussion this week. We have a play that's going to occur in the corner of the end zone, and we are going to definitely have different opinions on what this is. So you can see that there's definite contact between the offensive player and the defensive player. And what we want to talk about on this particular play is the process that we're going to use to arrive at a decision. Let's break it down as best we can on this video. So we need to know a couple of things as we process this play. Number 1, we need to know who initiated the contact. Number 2, we need to know was anybody playing the ball? And number 3, the thing we need to know is, was there material effect on either of these players on the play? So defensive pass interference was called on this play. In reviewing this play, we can have one of 3 things. We can have what was called on the field, which is defensive pass interference, which there's a case for that. We see contact by the defender. Defender doesn't appear to be playing the ball, and the receiver is not allowed to get to the ball. There could be an argument made for offensive pass interference. If you look at the receiver is clearly displacing the defender and is not playing the ball as well. And your third option is a no call. Both players are not in advantageous positions. Both players are hindering both of their abilities to reach the ball, and we could go with a no call. Wherever you are in your decision on this, the point here is that we have to be able to explain to the coach why we called what we called, or why we did not call what we did not call. And that comes down to processing the play. The other point here is we have 2 flags, one between the line judge and the back judge. So we should be discussing what these flags are for. If the back judge has offensive pass interference and the line judge has defensive pass interference, we need to come out with one foul. We could come out with offsetting fouls, which is a possibility. I'm not a big fan of offsetting fouls on plays like this. I think if we're going to offset those fouls, we should just go with a no call. But our flags are down, so that might be one of the options that we have as well. Either way, there has to be a communication between these two officials as to what they saw and what we are going to report to the referee. Like I said, this play is going to spur a lot of conversation this week, and we're not into the right or wrong of these plays. This is a tough play, and I think you can be supported in either an offensive pass interference, a defensive pass interference, or a no call, in what we would like to refer to as a big, ugly nothing. But talk about this play, talk about your process, talk about what you look for, talk about indicators for offensive pass interference, indicators for defensive pass interference, and good luck with this one. This is a very difficult play. Our last play today is going to focus on finishing officiating plays. We're going to have a pass into the corner at the bottom of the screen. We're going to have to make a decision on catch, no catch. But what we want to focus on is our dead ball mechanics as this play ends. And as we said before, we want to finish the play. So as the ball is snapped, we're working our keys and we're working this play very well. We have a quarterback rolling out. We have a pass here to the corner. We can see our line judge turning and starting to move up the field. I don't think you necessarily have to start moving at this point. I think you could hold your ground and just stand still and watch this play. You've got a good 10 to 11 yards between you and the action. It gives you plenty of room. But what we're going to see happen here is we're going to have a pass that may or may not be caught. And if you notice our official goes to the spot where he considers the ball caught and has his back turned to the players back here. That is one thing we do not want to do. We prefer that this official get to that spot if they have a catch and then turn around and look at the players and not have his back to those players. What we want to do also is we want to make sure that we understand the elements of a catch and we understand what constitutes a legal catch. If we look here, we see the ball on the ground. That's a huge indicator that we did not complete the process of a catch. And when we talk about the process of a catch, there's three pieces to it. Piece one is control of the ball. Part two is a body part down in bounds, which is a foot, a hand, an elbow, a knee down in bounds. And three is an element of time that allows the player to either commit an act common to the game, or if they're going to the ground, that they survive the ground without losing control of the ball. And so what we see in this particular play is that we have two of those elements. We have what looks like control, we have a body part down, but then very quickly that ball comes out very, very quickly, which means that we did not finish the play. So we want to make sure that we see that receiver catch the ball, go out of bounds, do whatever happens out of bounds, and that they maintain control of that ball, and then come up and signal either incomplete, or if we do have a catch, spot the ball there. Again, like I said before, what we do not want to do is look towards the field and officiate nothing. Turn around and look at these players behind you. This is where we get ourselves in trouble by not being able to see what's happening behind us. As I said before, these are our top 10 plays for week 2. Use these plays for discussion. I know play number 9 is going to spur a lot of discussion. Talk with your crews, talk with your groups, and good luck this week.
Thank you again for watching week number 2 of our Monday morning quarterback clips. Have a great week.